3, 2, 1.
Well, hello, good evening, my charming and wonderful little 7th graders. All right, so maybe not so little. So what you are looking at, obviously, is Google Classroom. It's slightly different than mine, but just as a review, we'll use A Block as a way of looking around. So remember, so this is going to be similar to what I will try to do in the future. So we are going to go look at what we did in class today, which would be the same as what we did in class for A Block on Monday, and what the assignment is that you have to do. So remember, the first thing you want to do is go to the About section. And if you scroll down, it says Weekly Agendas. Remember, the current week is always on the bottom. So I'm going to click this. Got to change my screen here. There we go. All right. So here is the weekly slides for your class, February 18th through 22nd. I believe I only have Monday and Tuesday, or Sunday and Monday slides up, so that works out fine. It is the same slides, same assignment for both A and C blocks. So I'm just going to go to one of them here. All right, so we went over the Says, Does, Think 11 story, which I have assessed, and we'll give those back in class tomorrow. So your assignment for tonight was I gave you a Venn diagram on one side and a PEA worksheet on the other side. So in class, A block had more time than C block did, so just everybody has to get doing it at their own pace. You're going to put now on one side of the Venn diagram and then on the other. Remember, this is a video about Ben Franklin and his inventions from then and now. C block did come up with a good idea, and we said one. So you don't need two inventions because maybe that's just a waste of time since I only want you to use one on the PEA. So go ahead and only choose one invention. And on the Venn diagram, you're going to put how was it used back then, how is it used now, or how has it changed, and what do they still have in common in the middle. Then you're going to flip over your Venn diagram and you are going to fill out the PEA outline. So I'm going to go to that right now. Sorry, there's a, it's an internet. All right. So what I said in the other classes is don't start with the hook. Remember, the hook is no different than when you did your presentations for Diagon Alley. It's that first interesting sentence. Think of opening a book and you read the first line of a book, and you pretty much know from that point forward if you want to keep reading. So somehow you have to introduce this topic of your invention in a creative way. The next sentence, literally this is one sentence, okay? The next sentence should be your point. Benjamin Franklin's invention of the blank has similarities and differences. So if you were doing the glasses or the lightning rod, or there's a lot in that video, you're going to fill in the X's. You're going to retype your sentence, putting the invention here where the X's are. So that's your point. That's your argument. The background. Tell me the purpose of the invention. So the purpose of the blank is to do something. So again, this could be one sentence, two sentences max if you know about the invention well enough. Also, guys, you're online. You have Google. If you think you need more information to find out how they're similar or different, Google the invention. It's a good learning opportunity. All right, so evidence. So I had a student come in today, good job, Ali, and say, okay, but hold on, there is no like quotes from the story necessarily, like if we were like when we read 11, and he's absolutely right. But you can make some inferences, and like the similarity one should be really easy. How are they similar? The difference one, okay, maybe you'll have to do a little extra research, Google it, see how they're different, how they're used now and then. And again, this should be one sentence for similarity, one sentence for differences. Now and then. Now, here comes the tricky part. This is the analysis. Now you have to explain how the evidence that you chose, right, whatever that might be. So if you chose, I think, Ali, you were going to do the swimming paddles, right? So you would say maybe your evidence how they're similar is the shape, okay? And the differences might be what they're made out of. So now you have to do analysis. It's to explain how or why your evidence shows the similarities and differences between then and now. So if I'm talking about the similarities of the swimming paddles, and I know one of you is going to write this down word for word, so I better make it good. I would say something to the effect of Benjamin Franklin used rounded paddles to mimic the shape of his hands, but to give him more width so that he could get more water displaced. Haha, you guys probably don't even know what some of those words mean, but anyhow, okay. This, I'm trying to think here what I'm trying to say. So this is opposed to how we make them now, which is usually a fine, thin plastic, usually exactly the size of our hand with maybe just a little bit on the outside. And we don't put paddles on our feet to swim competitively. I'm thinking of swim teams. Oh, darn it. Gonna have to start over now. Nope. We're gonna turn that off. Okay, I'm gonna finish this and I'll call her right back. Just a friend, we're good. So you just need to do analysis, explain how or why, how and why your evidence works and defends your point. Okay, so then the conclusion. The conclusion is really easy. You just restate your point, sorry, had to text, point and evidence into one sentence. So sum up your point and your evidence and rephrase it in one sentence. I think at this point it's easier to go back and do the hook because now you have some kind of idea about what you wrote and you might come up with some kind of catchy way to fill this in. Remember, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 8 sentences total. Do not transfer this to another piece of paper. Just type it right into this. Please, please, please don't use green. All right. Email me or send me a message to Google Classroom if you need more help. Sorry I got interrupted, and hopefully this is clear.